Hello, Alone people. How are you guys out there? Hey, what happened on Alone, season 11, episode 6, called Murphy's Law. I'm going to talk to the journey of the 6 contestants up to day 22 and how the medical team checked up on them, each one. First up, Timber. Medical team checked up on him. They said he's lost 21 pounds, but he's good to go. He said, I've been feeling sick lately. One day I'm cold, next day I'm warm, back and forth, and he said, I think it's because I'm eating too much moose meat. So now he's going to stop eating the moose meat for a few days and go catch some fish, some squirrels, some rabbits, some birds, gather up some berries, stuff like that. Eat something different for a change. That's all show for his journey up to day 22. Show to Sarah from Alaska up to day 22 of her journey. At first, she said, I was catching fish, squirrels, and all that with my traps, bows and arrows left, right, and center. She said, lately, every time I try to shoot something, I miss. And it showed her. She had 2 grouse way up a tree, and she fired at both of them, missed both times. She decided not to climb up the tree to retrieve the arrows in case she slipped and hurt herself. She said, I'm still got 6 arrows left. That's enough. Then she checked her fish trap. She has 6 lines in the water, and she had 6 different pieces of clothing she had brought that are bright and colorful. There's the news as makeshift bobbers, so she could see where they're at in the water. All of them were completely empty. She said, well, maybe the whitefish I'm trying to catch isn't happy. I'm using whitefish as bait. Pieces of it. So maybe I should use if I ever get a squirrel or something, maybe I can use that for a change. The next day, on day 22, she did get 2 grouse. So she cooked those up, cleaned the feathers, plucked them dry, clean, cooked them up, and was enjoying the meal when the medical team checked up on her. And they said she's good to go, but she's been eating off berries and plants lately, that she needs to get animal protein in her. And she just got those 2 grouse, right? She did say she was about ready to tap out because she was feeling discouraged, not catching anything. But now that she got the 2 grouse and the medical team told her she's good to go, her confidence is building up again. Dub. He's talking to us first off of day 20 as he's a auctioneer selling off something. And he was gathering firewood, which he has a firewood stash thing right by his shelter. He said that way when the snow and winter hits, I don't have to go far to try to bring firewood back to my shelter. I can just walk right outside my entrance, grab it, go right back inside of my shelter and stay warm. Then he checked his gill net. Massive pikefish. So that thing was humongous in size. He got excited, but he got cocky. He started showing us the fish, dancing around with it, throwing it up in the air, catching it on the way down. And the thing was still alive, so you know what happened? It slipped out of his hands and took off. He cursed himself. He said, damn it, I should not have done that. Yeah, Dub, you should not have. Then he stepped on his glasses on day 22 and broke them, but I liked how he fixed them. He used paracord. He took a tip of a branch in the campfire he had inside of a shelter, and then gathered up some pine tree resin, like that gluey sticky stuff. He says it's just like glue. So he used that, the paracord, and all that, and fixed his glasses. That was awesome how he fixed it. I really enjoy seeing how he fixed them. I'll keep that in mind next time if I ever break my glasses. Medical team checked up on him. They said he's good. He's lost 21 pounds, but he's good to continue going. William. What can I say about him? Yeah, he's good. Yeah, yeah. He caught a nice whitefish. Decided not to eat the fish meat. He said, any meat I've got squirrel meat, I've got fish meat, I've got rabbit meat. He said, any meat I've got, bird meat, all that, I've been storing and in certain locations. He said, I'm going to keep that so when winter comes, I can gather it up, eat it. So he's been eating off of plants, berries, and you know what he cooked for dinner? He had some birch branches and cooked those up. Stripped them down, ate them strip by strip, and he ate the whole 6 of them. I don't know if I can eat 6 birch bark branches. And they were like thick. But anyways, the problem is animals would get into his hidden stashes. Well, no wonder, folks. Like he showed us he walked miles away to where one of his food caches were. There's no blockade to the entrance. The entrance is wide open. And he showed us as he walked in, bent down, and so strips of animal meat where they've been eaten, stripped right to the bone. Nothing left but bone. He said minks would begin in here, murrets. He saw some murrets up on the trees. I should just kill those things, have some food. He said, but I don't want to kill the murrets. I like them. And he said, birds began at my stashes. Well, no wonder. Like I say, he's not protecting them. He just leave them out. Basically, come on, animals have a free-for-all from food. So, you know what he decided, folks, when he caught that whitefish? You know how he decided to keep that meat? He decided to hang it on some paracord line, wrapped around tree branches, bent over on the edge of an embankment, and left it. He said that way, any animals can't get at that. Like I said, it's going to be hard for them to climb on the tree because it's bent over to get at the meat, and any animals below the embankment won't be able to catch the meat. I'm pretty sure coyotes could jump. I'm pretty sure animals could climb over a bent tree to get the white fish meat. So that's why he's losing all the meat. Medical team checked up on him. Basically told him he's got to get protein and stuff in him, and that you can't live off plants and berries, but they say he's still good to go for a bit more. Marseille, they checked up on him. He said that it's 19 days in, he still doesn't have his shelter finished because he's been working on the shelter. He hasn't had no food or nothing for 8 days. He hasn't even tried to go hunting or fishing or nothing. He hasn't even gathered berries. He's just been focusing on his shelter when she wants done before winter hits. But then again, he keeps saying, I don't need my shelter to be weatherproof. I just need something to sleep in. Because I'm going to be the last one standing when winter comes. He's thinking short term still, right, folks? So, medical team checked up on him, and every symptom, everything, like, have you had headaches? Have you had bowel movements? All this stuff. Everything, yes or no, he answers every problem that is a side effect. He has a yes answer to that. He's had all those problems. And then they told him he's good to go, all that. And he said, well, lately, he said, I haven't been feeling great. He said, it's like my chest, he said, my pains inside my chest and my abdomen. He said, it's like, I know it's because of lack of food. He said, but I don't know. The medical team checked it. He said he needs to get food in him. They told him, you got to stop focusing on working on your shelter 24/7. Relax. But while you're relaxing, do some fishing, right? Stuff like that. Set some traps. And instead, the way he does when he's relaxing, instead of doing all that, washing his dirty underwear, stuff like that. He's not even trying to get food. And it ended with his 22-day journey, feeling sick and all that. So he said, man, maybe I have to tap out here. I'm feeling sick. So we don't know if he's tapped out or not the next week. The last contestant to talk about was Jake. Jake was doing good. He finished his shelter. He decided just to do a quick, easy one as a Wiccakin style, like a TP shelter. Got that all weatherproof and that with spruce tree and moss scattered around outside of it. Looked like a big old cone shape. He caught a fish, but he lost it because remember he's the contestant on day one was showing us all the supplies he brought with him in his duffel bag. Then forgot to fasten all the pouches down, lost his fishing line and his fire starter kit on day one, somewhere in the woods. So he used bootlace from his boot as a homemade fishing line. Well, he caught a fish, but the bootlace broke. So he dove in the water to get the fish and that, but he lost it. And he said, my hand feels better. He said, I'm able to use that to cast the bootlace and that out in the water. He said, my tailbone's still hurting, it's bruised. But he said, the last 10 days, he hasn't had a bowel movement. The medical team checked up on Jake, and they pulled him out, folks. Jake's gone. We're down to the final 5 now. They pulled him out due to medical reasons, which was not the bruised tailbone, or the burnt hand, because they said that was going to be healing up the bruised tailbone, but it's because of him not having a bowel movement in 10 days. They checked his abdomen, and the doctor felt around it, and he had, like, he said, that's very painful, he said. And he said, is it? Yes, you have a bowel obstruction. He said, we got to get you out here, get you to the hospital, and get that taken care of. And he told us, as he was leaving the show on the boat, he said that his brother had a bowel obstruction. He let it go for 7 days without getting it checked, and he ended up losing 7 feet of his intestines. So he freaked out about this bowel obstruction, so they quickly took him off to get him to a hospital, to get him taken care of. Hope you're well, Jake. Get well, man. So we're down to the final 5, folks. We got Masu's left, William, Dub, Timber, and Sarah. Next week's episode, like I said, we don't know if Masu's tapping out because of the sickness he's feeling for the lack of food. It shows William cursing at his new handmade animal stash location, probably because the animal got the meat again, because he ain't securing it 100% animal proof at all. It's not even like 1% animal proof. It's like 0% every single stash. There's one stash he showed us where he had a sock with berries in it tied up on a tree. Well, he didn't even close the sock. He left it wide open. He said birds have been getting down and pecking it, eating the berries. Wait, well, no, duh, right? And squirrels too. Like, oh man. Yeah. Then it shows Timber. It shows across the lake a coyote. That's not good. And then it shows it's Dub. I think it's Dub or Sarah. It shows both of them. And one of them sees a moose, and one of them takes a shot at a moose. So maybe somebody else gets a moose besides Timber. There you have it, folks. Let me know below your thoughts of the medical team taking out Jake because of his bowel obstruction issue and getting him right to a hospital. Do you think they should have kept him on the show a little bit longer? What are you thinking about Masu taking what the doctor said was to relax, but also be able to try to get some food while relaxing, and instead just doing stuff like washing his dirty underwear instead of even checking his fish net? But by the way, I forgot, he did find a gill net washed up on shore. So he was working on fixing that up when he started getting sick. And that gill net's got some massive holes in it. So if he doesn't tap out, it won't surprise me he's going to give up on that gill net now that he sees how many holes are in it. And he's just going to go on and do the same thing he's been doing. There you have it, folks. Stay safe, everybody. Too sweet. Bye.